Hello and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. So let's add a product edit page here, and then we can use that to add a delete page as well. Okay, so when I click edit here, I expect to go to an edit page, and we don't have an edit page currently, so let's try and fix that. So what I'll do is edit will pretty much look similar to this link right here. So I'll copy that and put it here, and then close that off like this. Move those inward. I will paste here as well because even delete will look very similar, and then close that off as well. Then I will move both of these inward like so. So here it says index.php page is equal to, here it's going to be product edit like so, because we have product new. Where is product new actually? Product new is over here, but there's products here and product new. Okay, cool. But I want product edit, and then here I want product delete. Okay, good. The rest remains the same because we still need to know what ID of product we are trying to edit and what ID we are trying to delete, right? So now that we have that set, we don't really have controllers that govern that. So what I'll do is let me refresh the page, and let's try and edit this one, and as expected we see controller not found. But let's fix that problem real quick by adding a controller. So the same way we have product new, let's just copy everything that is on product new, right click, new file, paste, and then save this guy as product edit like so. Okay, great. Now down here as well, it loads in a file with product new, but let's change that to product edit. Everything else should remain pretty much the same. And what else? Let's see here, product edit. So here as well, where we have product new in the products view folder, let's copy everything and then right click, new file, paste, save. Now we have two files in here, product new and product edit, and save. Very nice. So let's see what this gives us now. Now we had controller not found, but if I now refresh, this is what we have. So it looks like the add product view, and that's because we copied everything from there. So let's change a few things here. Now the first thing is obviously edit product. So we go to the product. Let me close the new, everything that says new. So there's product edit view. So right here at the top, I'm going to say edit product. So edit like so. And that should solve our problem. Refresh, there we go. And the cancel button obviously brings us back here, which is awesome. If I click edit, back here. Now the only thing we need is to fill in the information that is of this product. So there's an ID over there, and we should be able to read from that ID. So what I'll do is go to product edit controller. Now all this only happens once we post something, right? So let's see what else happens regardless whether we post something or not. Let's actually add this at the top. I'm going to say ID is equal to, now I will check to see if the get variable has what I'm looking for, which is an ID. Now if it does not, so I'll put two question marks there. So if this does not exist, I can add a default value here, and that default value should not be a 1 or a 0, it should be no, just to make sure that we can't really read from the database using this value as an ID. because if I put a 0 as default, you never know, I may have a record with 0 as an ID and that will read it. So instead, let's make sure if it doesn't exist, we can't read anything. So with that in mind, the ID, what I want to do now is read from the database, whether we've posted or not. So here I want to say row, that's what I'll call it, because I want to get a single row. And I'm going to use the, let's see, I want to read from the products. So let me use product is equal to new product. Let me move this at the top like so. That way I can use it. So I'm going to copy that and put it here. Now the problem with the queries we have now is I'm using a where clause, right? A where function like so. Now before I do this, let's go to the database.php. Actually no, this is in model.php. This is where we have these special functions. So there's a where clause right here. The only problem with the where clause is it expects a lot of results. Now I want to get just the first result here. So I can create a function that is exactly like the where function. So I'm just going to duplicate this one, Control-Shift-D. And right here on the where, I will change this to first, like this, right? Now this is up to you. Here you can say get one if you want, just so you're more specific on what this does, right? Get one. So maybe let's name it that, or we can name it first. Shorter. It's entirely up to you how you want to name it. So the only difference between the two functions is that this one returns only one result. So instead of just saying return here, what I'll do is I'll set this to an array and call it result is equal to, and then what I will do is I have to make sure that result, let's see here, let's return res over here at the end, or let's return false. And then here I'm just going to say if res. Now I don't actually need to do this. I can add the if statement right here like so. Yeah, so if that returns a positive result, then return. Now instead of just returning res like this, I'll return only the first item inside res like this. So always I get only one result. If that fails, then we return false. So great. So far so good. First. So now if I go to product edit, instead of the where clause, I will use the first like this. And then let's give it a wait a second. Where's the where clause here? For each key value. Okay, this is cool. So here I'm going to give it some data that I want to use as an identity. So in this case I just want the ID. So I'm just going to do this, create an empty array, but add an item called ID, and then put the ID there like so. So if row is a thing, then we can do stuff. Now here I want to just put and row like this, just to make sure that we only do stuff if row is actually valid, is a valid result. So now row is something I can use in, let's see here, in the edit view exactly. So I want to show the form only if row is valid. So what I would do is right here, I'm just going to put an if statement. So I'm going to say if row. Now I may just say if not empty, like this, row. Okay, and close that. So if it is empty, then we have a problem. So let's put an end if. So I'm going to copy this right at the bottom of the form. But let's put two of these. One of them we change to an else statement, else, full colon, and then let's just say no, let's see, that product was not found. Okay, so just in case, so I will refresh, and if I see this, it means things are going well. Let's try ID number 20, which we know does not exist, and there we go. So that product was not found, but we still need to add a cancel button so that we are able to go back. So right here I will put a break tag and paste that cancel button like this. So that way at least we have cancel, or in the list we can call it back to products, something like so. And let's refresh, and there we go. So when I click on it, I can go back. Okay, very cool. Now that we know the record exists, let's put replacements here. So all I'm going to need to do is use row over here. Now right here where I am putting, I should put a value. If we go to our functions.php, we will see that we have this set value, which has also a default value over here. Now we only use the default if the key does not exist. So this is perfect for what we want to do. So let's use the default value over here real quick. So right here on the input, let me select all these inputs, barcode, and let's see, quantity, right? These wait, there's a value on quantity. Okay, so let me hold off on that. Let me just put value on these guys. So value is equal to, let's echo out set value like so, and then let's close that off, and then come back here and tell it what value we want to set. So I'm just going to put description on here, and then here I can put a default value which comes from the row, and inside the row this one is description. Of course this is not description, this one should be barcode, so I'm just going to select that and say barcode. So that should do it. If I now refresh, I have this problem, and that's simple because after this it added a bracket for no reason at all. So let me just remove those two brackets and refresh, and there we go. So we have burger barcode. If I cancel and use biscuits and click edit, you see there's biscuits and the correct barcode. So let's finish up with quantity and amount, and we need to figure out how to deal with image a little in a bit. So let me copy this set value, the whole thing, copy that, come to quantity and add it right there. So change the barcode to QTY, and we are off to the races. Amount is the same thing, right on value, let's just put that, and then let's do amount. Well, that's great. And what else? The file, that's the only thing that's a little bit complex, and so we need to handle it a little bit differently. But first, the thing we should do is display the currently available image, right? So right on browse, right below here, let's echo that particular image. So I'm going to go right under here, and I will put a break tag, and I'm going to add an image tag, and the source I will paste like so. And now this one won't use set value very well, so what I'll do is I'll just put the row like this and put image over there. Pretty great. And let's put some styles. Of course, I'm going to say width, let's try 80%, right? 80%. And then let's put some classes here since we have Bootstrap, and I'm going to say MX Auto, and then yeah, that should help. Let's see what that does. Okay, great. Source has a problem because again a bracket was added like this. Okay, pretty good, right? Let's cancel this and let's try this one, and there we go. So this is not moving to the center as I thought. So what I need to do is change its display. Let's say display inline block. Okay, that should work, I guess. No, it doesn't work. Let's use the class here. I'm just going to say dflex. Wait, is it block that will do this? Ah, there we go. Did the trick. So cancel. Let's click on this one. There we go. Cancel. Let's click on that one. Very good. So far so good. We have this showing what we want. But if we change the image, actually no, it shouldn't even bother displaying it here. We will just have to change the image and save. Open. And then we're going to click save, and then it should save. But the problem currently is that in product edit we haven't told it what to do really when we do this, because it's going to create a new record instead. So this is not what we want. We want to update an existing record. So let's see how we can do that in the next video.